Стартовый состав сборной команды России. Молодая команда. Номер 88 Олега Кузнецов.
Jan Carlson, the head coach of Denmark, knows his team has an uphill battle in this game against Russia. And I don't think they expect to win this game, Shane. When you look at their lineup, is going to be young Sorensen, who is going to get his first World Championship start. Andronov has had a real good tournament for Russia. And we'll see how busy Vasilevsky is.
Absolutely, and when you look at Denmark, this is about not making things more difficult on themselves. So smart with the puck, they can't turn it over, and they cannot take penalties. As Russia's power play has been almost unstoppable in this tournament, so a tall task for Sorensen in net for Denmark, his first at the Men's World Championship. We'll see how he fares as Russia very potent offensively.
Lanxess Arena in Cologne, Germany, as day 7 of this 2017 championship gets going. Gavrikov for Ivan Telegan. Telegan will barge into the Denmark zone, takes a look to see who's with him, sends it for Barabanov. Barabanov back for Telegan. As Russia to the attack right off the hop. Gavrikov will play it back in behind the net, gets knocked away from Barabanov. And on it is Peter Regan. And he'll play it back for Jesper Jensen. 81 minutes and 42 seconds of ice time for Jesper Jensen so far in this tournament, 21-42 in the last game against Slovakia. A game that Denmark had a 3-0 lead, saw it slip away. And then Frederick Storm, the wily veteran, the only goal in the shootout.
Well, a little bit of controversy. They did score, but it didn't count. It was called a goal on the ice, but went to review and they said the net was off.
Dodonov deflects this in. Sorensen will play it off the backboards. Canadian fans certainly know George Sorensen very well. Back to 2015 World Junior. Before that, they were in a big tournament in Saskatchewan. Then they moved to Toronto. And the Denmark team, that's where they picked up their first World Junior win. And they really were the toast of the town in Toronto. Green plays it cross ice. Madsen will dump it in. Back forward is Mironov, the 2015 Colorado Avalanche draft pick. And we are hearing that he is very close to signing with the Avs, the 22-year-old defenseman. Sorensen will play this up the glass, and this will carry on out the center ice. And Russia back to regroup. Sorensen, by the way, has not had a lot of World Championship play at this level. This is his first start. He plays in Sweden during the hockey season.
He has had success in scoring. He has an international goal at the U18s. He scored against France at an empty net to give them the 5-1 victory.
Russell, Olgaard, and Matthias Bau, the line out there now for Denmark. And that line saw quite a bit more action against Slovakia than what it did against Team USA. There's a long shot. Sorensen will make the save on the Provorov wrister, or Antikin wrister rather, and he will hang on to it.
There's a look at Artemi Panarin, who leads this tournament right now with 9 points, 8 of them coming in the last 2 games. People know how dangerous he is offensively, playing with the Chicago Blackhawks the last 2 seasons, and he's always been good at this tournament, playing on that line with Shapachov and Dodonov, the 3 of them, such good chemistry as a unit.
They do know where the other guy is. Gavrikov, the blast. Nikolai Ehlers got a piece of that and deflected it up and out of play.
Well, their assistant coach talked before the game about the chemistry between Panarin Patchoff and Dodonov just said they enjoy playing together. It seems like they can play with their eyes closed. And it's a big part of it. Andronov also having a good tournament. You mentioned Mironov close to signing. Andronov does have some interest from some NHL teams, but no further word.
And some NHL teams, some scouts that just arrived today, that is one of the players that they were asking about. Up through the middle, this gets deflected away by Morten Madsen. Russia, by the way, expecting some players over after the Washington-Pittsburgh series ended last night. So we had heard that neither was going to come over. We'll see what happens. Stop shot, Vasilevsky makes the save off Christensen.
Another team that played last night, Germany, will be expecting a big boost. And Leon Draisaitl, another eliminated last night with the Edmonton Oilers, but their top player, getting their #1 guy, come and play for them as they are the host team.
Face off to the left of Andrei Vasilevsky, 1.82 goals against average, 3-0 for him so far in this tournament, coming into the game with 58 saves on 63 shots. Evgeny Dodonov sends this rink wide. That goes off the stick of Jakobsen and ends up in the Denmark bench.
Julian Jakobsen. Nicholas Hart had a goal in the last game he's played. Has 2 in this tournament. Speedy, kind of his name pronounced Hart, but he does have a lot of heart and soul for this team. He's not afraid to go into the pile. Plays with a lot of speed. Not big at 5'10" and 180 pounds.
So that line out there. Frederick Storm, Jakobsen, and Hart. It was Jakobsen that got that short-handed goal that you were talking about. That was disallowed after a lengthy video review. Anton Belov tees this up. Ouch. That is blocked by Oliver Lauridsen. And Anton Belov can flat out pound it.
Lauridsen took one up high in a block in their last game against Slovakia, and the big defenseman goes down and gets this up high. Hopefully that catches his pants as it got caught up in the equipment, but you're right, Dennis. Belov has a cannon from back at the blue line, and you can see Oliver Lauridsen, 6'6", just under 240 pounds, and the 28-year-old looks like he's shaking his hand. Not where you want to take a puck.
Nemesnikov out to take this face off with Green, held in at the line. And this will bounce around and finally does come out at center ice. Mironov trying to break it up, could not. The long wrister from the left side by Mads Christensen, gloved by Vasilevsky. And played back and back after it, Philip Brugisser for Denmark. Plays it to an open corner though, and Nemesnikov will jump on it. For Mironov and back for Nemesnikov. And Mironov will make his way to the front of the net, looking for that return pass, and good play defensively as Mironov had his stick tied up. Shot, and that got blocked as Morten Poulsen got in front of it. And it looks like Denmark trying to give young George Sorensen as much support as they possibly can.
Well, that'll be the plan, to kind of stack it up between the blue lines, not allow Russia to get too much speed generated, and then in their zone, they're going to block everything that comes his way.
Sorensen will turn 22 on the 15th. I believe that's Monday. When you come to the rink every day, it kind of gets like Groundhog Day after a while. But there's some great games coming up. Our second one today, Latvia, Sweden. When you look at the standings, that one is going to be a big one. Saturday, USA and Latvia. Germany has a couple of big games left. Almost a misfire in front of his own net by Kиселевич. And it ends up back where Vladimir Kachov will cover up. But Russia unable to clear, and Nikolai Ehlers with the backhand shot. In tight save made by Vasilevsky as Ehlers tried to cash in. Out at center, Telegan will deflect this in, and Ehlers and Telegan go in after it. Andronov plays this back at the blue line. Mironov tees it up, lets it go, blasted it wide. Provorov jumps in from the left point, but leaves it for Andronov. Christensen tries to tie him up in the corner. Andronov plays it into the high slot. looking for that return pass. And it ends up all the way around the boards. Andronov with 3 goals in this tournament for Russia. And is 64% in the face-off department to go along with that. Vadim Sapachev of the Vegas Golden Knights. The long lead pass as he was trying to spring to Donov. Matthias Lassen ahead for Jakobsen. He plays it to the front of the net, deflected away, and Sapachev right back. Gets it for Dodonov. Dodonov walks it in, looks out front for Panarin, and it was off his skate. To the far side, jammed away, but it is held in. Not enough on it there from Jakobsen. Oliver Lauritsen back out for Denmark, and getting hounded there by Artemi Panarin. Sapachev plays it back at the line. Frederick Storm is going to try and jam it out, can't. And Russia back in on the attack with Zub. Plays it down low for Sapachev, in for Panarin, and back for Sapachev. And back for Panarin. Into the slot for Zub, the defenseman. Cross ice to Donov. Fires, and a glove save by Sorensen.
That's the biggest one he's made yet.
Sapachev, near side, the shot, and another save as Panarin found that passing lane.
Well, that's why that line's so dangerous. They get lost, they make cross-seam passes.
The Donov on the steal. And it's off a skate to the corner. The Donov plays it back and then heads to the bench on the line change. Kиселевич will play it around for Gavrikov. Vladislav Gavrikov. Down low for Gusev. Gusev up top. Kиселевич was waiting for it. Misfiring on it though is Gavrikov. Centered pass out for Nemestikov. And this gets chipped out of harm's way. Back to the line, and offside is called here against Russia. Good start for Russia, but Denmark hanging in. It's scoreless.
No problem for the whole tournament. The World Cup is shown at the Sports and Olympic Museum here in Cologne. So a visit is worth it. Die Eishockey-Fans auch nicht mal dem originalen Weltpokal dieser Eishockey-Weltmeisterschaft ganz nah sein, bis der Pokal am 21. Mai hier in der Lexessa in einem neuen Weltmeister übergeben wird, steht ja im Deutschen Sport- und Olympiamuseum. Dort könnt ihr den Pokal besichtigen und auch Fotos mit ihm machen, also ab ins Sport- und Olympiamuseum.
Дамы и господа, если вы хотите сфотографироваться с кубком чемпионата мира хоккея 2017 года, а также увидеть многие другие экспонаты, посвященные хоккею, спорту, олимпийскому движению, мы приглашаем вас в музей спорта города Киева. Приходите и пожалейте. Спасибо.
A lot of Russian fans in the building for this game. There is every game their team is playing, and they have had a lot to cheer about. Russia's led the way offensively, 18 goals for in this tournament through 3 games, just 5 against. Came close as Dodonov with a great chance, but George Sorensen, a great glove save. Sorensen wears number 39, grew up idolizing Dominic Hasek.
Not a bad choice. It's his second World Championship, but he did not play at all in the first one that he attended as a youngster. Jesper Jensen for Nicholas Jensen. Sends it off the boards out to center ice. And Tipin for Kachov. And Kachov will slide this through the middle of the ice for Ivan Provorov. Provorov plays it around. No Mosyakin, by the way, for Russia after that slew foot that he got from Patrick Hagar. Still not in the lineup. And nothing firm as to when he might be back, but certainly this should not be a game where they would need to force Mosyakin back into the lineup. And Tipin gets that return pass from Panarin, plays it back for Provorov, and that shot got blocked, and Jesper Jensen felt that one, and he'll make his way to the bench and get some attention.
Well, they were short a stick. Mads Christensen had lost as they needed to clear the zone, and a big block by the Danish defenseman.
Matthias Bau on that far side missed Andronov with the check. Talked about Bau's ice time. He played .417 against the United States with 7:02 against Slovakia. Made a great pass to Patrick Russell. It got buried at the end of the period. That made it 3-0 at the time, but a good comeback for Slovakia before they lost in the shootout. And Slovakia lost in another shootout last night against Germany in a game they had a 2-0 lead. Tables were reversed. Germany came back and tied it. And then Germany did go on as back-to-back nights where Slovakia was unable to score in the shootout. Mironov in behind his own net. Panarin, Gavrikov, Sapachov looking for Panarin, went past him. Brugesser plays it up the board. Sapachov breaks it up. Dodonov has it. Edge of the circle, sends it back to the short side. Sorensen made the save on the tip from Sapachov. Peter Regan ahead for Nikolai Ehlers. Regan, the former Ottawa Senator, leaves it for Ehlers. Ehlers centers. Jesper Jensen right back out there despite that block that he had. And looks as though it smarted a finger. Panarin tied up and just kicks it back. And Jensen will start back.
Well, good shift for Denmark against that top line. Forced them to play in their own end.
Vasilevsky up for Gavrikov and through for Kucherov. His cross-ice pass off the stick, and Gusev will now take the return pass from Nemesnikov. Gusev comes back for Kucherov to Nemesnikov. What a chance. And he tipped it wide.
Great passing.
Gusev normally plays in Panarin's spot during the season, but they come to this tournament and they put Panarin back with Sapachov and Dodonov, and Gusev seems to be quite comfortable with Nemesnikov and Kucherov. Here comes Panarin, the wrist shot rifled it high. Plotnikov will play it around the board, so some of the top Russian players again getting double shifted as Russia still has some openings to sign some players. Zub looking for a high tip from Plotnikov, and it's deflected up and out of play.
Panarin that's being double shifted in that first on the right wing side. And here's the chance as Gusev, a good cross-ice pass. Kucherov, Nemesnikov, as they go tic-tac-toe. Boards to boards, and Nemesnikov just chips that wide. A great chance for him. There's that chance earlier. Dodonov, and Sorensen gets his glove on it as he tries to go high short side. Young 21-year-old netminder with a couple of big saves.
The future of this Denmark team. Some of the youngsters, George Sorensen, Nikolai Ehlers. We've talked about all the NHL players that are not here. Denmark will be the host team next year, and they've gotten verbal confirmation from all those NHL players that aren't here that if they are available, they will play in Denmark, in Copenhagen and Herning. Mads Christensen puts on the brakes against the checking of Barabanov, cleared down the ice, and this will be icing against Denmark.
Look at Ivan Telegan, had a good World Championship last year. Back, and Morton Green got the shootout winner, the veteran, in his 19th overall World Championship. It will be his last, the captain. And it was a beautiful shootout goal as Slovakia came back, tied it, but it was their captain that got Denmark the win.
Sorensen plays it ahead for Morten Poulsen. Poulsen trying to get that ahead for Mads Christensen does. It gets out to center no further and brought right back in by Nemesnikov. He'll dish it off, the shot to the short side, that goes wide. Kucherov on it again, plays it back for Mironov. Mironov for Belov. Jumping in from the line was Mironov. The pass got tipped away. And Belov will slam it back in. Nemesnikov trying to lose Nikolai Ehlers on the check. Kucherov. Oliver Lords with that long stick preventing a shot from coming through. Gusev finds Belov, who finds Kucherov, who finds the shin pads of Oliver Lords. Jesper Jensen will play it back. And Oliver Lauritsen will leave it for Jesper Jensen. Head to the bench on the change, and Nicholas Jensen will come out. Ehlers trying to gather some speed through the neutral zone. Stopped by Panarin, a hit for Dodonov, just a little beyond his reach. As Dodonov and Sapachov tried to break out 2-on-1. Kisilevic back for Panarin. Panarin sends this ahead. Gavrikov couldn't get a stick on it. And it's back for Nikolai Ehlers. Ehlers goes cross ice, but it's stolen on the back track by Panarin. Takes the drop pass from Gavrikov and sends it for Dodonov. Back for Gavrikov. He'll play it back. And here comes Sapachov. He puts on the brakes. Gets it to Dodonov. Back for Sapachov. Through for Panarin.
Denmark doing a great job of just forcing Russia. They don't want to dump that puck, especially that line. They're going to take it back as much as they can.
Nikolai Ehlers into the slot, and he misfired. Ehlers has it again, and again he misfired. Dodonov will send this in. Kucherov is on it. Drops it back for Antipin. Antipin will send this to the goal line. Out front looking for that. Pass was Tachev, never did get to him. Sent around by Provorov. Antipin plays it back for Ivan Provorov. Jumping in from the line though, Matthias Lassen came to the side of the net for Peter Regan. Regan trying to get it out front. Plays it for Nicholas Hart, back for Peter Regan. Regan throws it to the front of the net, goes off a skate. Nicholas Hart is on it, centers, and that got tipped away and back up the ice. Plotnikov puts on the brakes. Plotnikov the shot, and George Sorensen. Another good save for the youngster, and he will hang on to it.
Dear home fans, let's have a look at the current game in Paris. In Group B, the current game is the Czech Republic playing Norway over there in Paris. And this current score is Czech Republic 0, Norway 0, so no goals in Paris. Liebe Eishockey-Fans, auf dem Videobildschirm sehen Sie gerade Live-Bilder der Parallelpartie aus der Gruppe B in Paris. Dort spielt die Tschechische Republik gegen Norwegen. Spielstand aktuell im ersten Drittel 0:0.
Дамы и господа, параллельно с нашим матчем в Париже в рамках чемпионата мира хоккея 2017 года встречаются команды Чехии и Норвегии. Пока счет не открыт 0:0. Спасибо.
Oleg Znarka, the head coach for Russia. He led them to the gold in Minsk back in 2014, also a silver in 2015 and a bronze in 2016. So three straight years of a medal, and looking to get back to more of that gold medal style.
Doesn't necessarily stick to a rotation. We saw the Kucherov line come out on back-to-back shifts with the Sapachov line in between. Artem Zub, watched by Christensen, gets it back at the line. The shot from Belov off a leg and wide. Ivan Telegin tied up in the corner by Brugisser. Loose puck taken by Jesper Jensen, and he'll send it out to center ice as the Russian fans are looking for a goal.
Well, when you look at Russia's last two games, they won 10-1, and then they ended up beating Germany 7-3, but it was slow starts. Those were close games until about the middle of the second, and the power play got them going. And Denmark, who has taken so many penalties in this tournament, 17 times they've been shorthanded, have done a good job being disciplined, which was something that was addressed by the coaching staff of Denmark, and they've been able to follow suit here and so far not take a penalty.
Just in from the Sputnik. And that is key. Give yourself at least a fighting chance. Last year it was 3-0 Russia after the first period. And it wasn't necessarily the big line that got it going last year in the early going. It was Marchenko, Chudinov, and Zaitsev. Neither of those players here this year. In across the shot to the short side, and another save by George Sorensen. And some room on that left side for Kucherov.
He's come up with some key saves for his team. Early on, one wide, the great chance by Dodonov where he made the glove save. Another one is Chapachov this time let it go. And then the passing play, this one just wide, but he read the play really well, side to side and back. So it was a quick passing play by the line that's out there, Nemesnikov, Kucherov, and Gusev.
Good morning to all those watching on the NHL Network. There may be some people in Vegas that are watching Vadim Chapachov. See what he will bring to the team next year.
Skill.
Lots of it. Played cross ice. Matthias Bau deflects this to the near side boards. Nemesnikov is on it. Twisting and turning. He'll play it to the side of the net. And George Sorensen seems cool, calm, and collected. Makes the glove save.
Well, Nemesnikov had a couple of goals in that game against Italy. And there's a look at Sorensen. Gonna have a talk with the ref here to make sure they're and everything. I don't know if he's looking for a quick release. There's Nikolai Ehlers. One guy Denmark would like to see get going offensively. Just one assist through 3 games after a career year with the Winnipeg Jets in which he had 64 points.
And 4 goals in this tournament last year, Ehlers did. Referees, by the way, Stéphane Renaud of the United States, Tobias Worley of Switzerland. Your linemen are Lukáš Kohlmüller of Germany and Miroslav Lotsky of the Czech Republic. Czech Republic over in Paris, scoreless in that game. Gusev will drop this back. Center ice, Nemesnikov plays it across and it gets sent in. Sorensen will leave it for Oliver Lordson. Plays it ahead for Peter Regan, and Regan will send it in. And Denmark starts a defensive change. Jesper Jensen came out, and now Niklas Jensen will come out. Looks like they might get the task of playing against the Chapachov, Panarin, Dodonov line. An offside called at the line.
Well, they've done a nice job of forcing them back. This line's always going to try and gain speed, cycle underneath each other, and they interchange so well in the offensive zone. I want to try and stop them before they get there. There's a look at Evgeny Dodonov. Goal and an assist so far in this tournament. He, like his line mates, has put up some good numbers. Originally a Florida pick back in 2007.
And all sorts of rumors, and that's what they are right now, is rumors about some of these Russian players now that Chapachov has signed. Yuli Kovalchuk has come out and says he wants back in the National Hockey League, so we'll see what happens with that. Nicholas Hart, watched by Panarin. Hart trying to get it to the net. Jakobsen goes after it, as does Frederick Storm, but it's cleared near side, and Provorov will play it behind his own net for Artem Zub, and Zub will get it for Panarin, and Panarin will leave it for Dodonov. Back for Artemi. Panarin tees it up and ripped it high. Karam's out at center, and Mads Christensen trying to barge into the Russian zone, lost control of it. Morton Green, who had the shootout winner for Mads Christensen. Christensen couldn't handle it. Plotnikov is on it. Plotnikov with a couple of goals in the tournament for Belov, and Belov shot off the left pad of Sorensen. Plotnikov cross ice, deflected away by Morton Green. Kachev got for Plotnikov. Plotnikov gets it back from Kucherov. Being watched by Marcus Lordson, comes near side for Kucherov, and that got blocked by Emil Christensen. Kachev is on it. Plays it back into the corner for Plotnikov. So most of the play has been in the Denmark zone, but with 1 minute left to go in the opening period, this game is still scoreless.
Denmark's done a real good job on their switches, communication in the defensive zone.
Telegan back for Plotnikov, and a shot from Kиселевич. And Sorensen another save. Kиселевич back in. He lost control of it. And Regan will send it ahead for Nikolai Ehlers. Ehlers plays it across for Morten Madsen. He tries to leave it for Oliver Lorentsen, and this will end up in the Russian bench.
Denmark trying to get that over. A bit of a rolling puck as they couldn't get a handle on it. As look at Lassen, one of the defensemen for Denmark. Here's the play they do get. It's a little bit extended time, but it's a shot from the top of the circle. Sorensen, no traffic in front. He's able to come out, cut the angle, and make the save.
Andronov and Regan to take the face-off. 3 goals for Andronov. It has been a Russian player that has won the scoring championship 4 of the last 8 years, including last year. It was Sapachev, 2014 Viktor Tiganov, 2012 Yevgeny Malkin. Telegan drives it to the net, tries to get that for Andronov, and that failed to materialize. And then the guy we talked about a couple minutes ago, Ilya Kovalchuk, back in 2010. Kovalchuk wanted to play in this tournament, but he has a knee issue that needs to get taken care of. And the first period ends scoreless.
Well, and for Denmark, that's a positive. Able to hold Russia off the board, and George Sorensen, a good start for him in his first 20 minutes of play.
9-3, your shots on goal. Vasilevsky and Sorensen perfect. Scoreless after 1.
They needed, he made 9 in that first period of play, but Denmark needs to find a way to get some more pucks on Vasilevsky. We'll see how this second period fares. Artemi Panarin, who did a bit of double shifting, led Russia in ice time. He had 7:28, but took 11 shifts.
It's a busy period. George Sorensen, by the way, has played well against Russia in past tournaments. That was the World Junior. Back in 2015, he faced Russia, made 37 saves, and Russia ended up winning that game in a shootout by a score of 3-2. Peter Regan sends his back down low to the front of the net for Nikolai Ehlers, and Vasilevsky got a piece of it. He wasn't sure where it was. Shot from the line got blocked. Telegan will play this out. Barabanov dodges the check from Jesper Jensen. Nicholas Jensen after it. Peter Regan down low to clear it for Nikolai Ehlers. Ehlers stopped at the line, and Kachev will hold it back in, and now it does get cleared as Nemestikov couldn't get a stick on it.
Well, Ehlers was trying to read that play, bit of a bouncing puck, and a chance for him off the goal line. Just circles behind the net, comes out, and the save by Vasilevsky gets just enough. He didn't know where that hit him, and there was room under that right arm. Oof. Good chance for Ehlers to cash in.
Back at the line, Anton Belov throws it to the front of the net. Sorensen is down, puck is still loose, and Jakobsen is on it. Sends it out, Ehlers is after it. Sent back by Belov for Nikita Gushev. He'll leave for Nemestikov and back for Gushev. Gushev the wrist shot, and he fired that one high. Flip back out at center. Frederick Storm trying to work it around Antipin, could not. And play whistle down in front of the Denmark bench.
Look at Frederick Storm. Bouncing puck on him, and he couldn't get a chance. And there's Vidam Sapachev, who's having another good tournament. Led the tournament last year with 18 points. We talked about it, you mentioned Dennis, new Vegas Golden Knights. So a lot of skill. And the second player signed to that new expansion team in the NHL.
Now you wonder if some players, if they have the thought of maybe going to the National Hockey League, are going to wait one more year because of the Olympics. And it does not look like the NHL players will be going to the Olympics. So you wonder if they may say, I'm going to wait one more year, go represent my country in the Olympics, and then I'm going to go.
That could be a possibility for a lot of the areas. Especially Russia, it's so important for them to represent their country, and we've heard some NHLers say they're going anywhere. Alexandra Ovechkin, regardless of what happens, we'll wait and see what happens on that front.
Mironov for Ivan Provorov. Provorov to the line, but not out. Gets floated back in deep. Mads Christensen after it. We are in Cologne, Germany. Dennis Bayak, Shane Knighty here at Laxess Arena. Stuffed in behind the net by Dodonov. It was picked up, though, by Morten Poulsen, and now here comes Dodonov. In across the line, the wrist shot, And Sorensen shuts that down and hangs on.
Nice rush by Dodonov, and not sure Sorensen knew where he was. He could feel he had this puck. It was a chance for Denmark, and then so quick in transition, Dodonov, little curl drag shot. And Sorensen, you can watch his head reaction to this as he goes down, makes the save, and then he kind of looks to the side, squeezes to make sure he hangs on to that puck. Dodonov with St. Petersburg put up big numbers there, 66 points in 53 games.
Russell off the face-off, plays it for Bow. Tried to deflect it past Telegan, could not. Kachov, he's poke checked by that long reach of Lauritsen. And this will be kept in by Zub. For Kachov, plays it around the boards. Patrick Russell gets it out at center, and Bow feeds it across. Ogard going in after it. Ogard trying to knock it back to the front of the net. Russell's after it. Back for Ogard, in for Jesper Jensen. He took a bump from Plotnikov. Shot from the far side boards through traffic, and Vasilevsky had to be alert with that. And now an icing call against Russia.
Look at Zub of Russia, their only right-handed defenseman is Morten Madsen, the big centerman for Denmark. Caught for an icing to Russia. Is a little more pressure from Denmark here in the second period of play.
Russia started with a come-from-behind 2-1 win over Sweden. Artemi Panarin had the game-winning goal in the shootout. Then they had the 10-1 victory over Italy. Play whistle down, and fans were calling for a penalty, but I think this is just being called because of a face-off that the linesman felt wasn't handled properly.
Well, they'll reset and get ready to do it again.
Russia beat Italy 10-1, and then they went on to beat Germany by a score of 6-3. It was 5-0 after 2 periods. And that was the game where Genny Mosyakin got injured and is not in the lineup today. Another Sergei Mosyakin, sorry. Another icing call here. Face-off will come all the way back.
A lot of concern from Srnrock and the rest of his team on Mosyakin, the captain, as they support him, and it was a slew foot by Patrick Hager of Germany. He was suspended 2 games. Just saw Jens Carlson, head coach for Denmark, probably happy his team tied with Russia.
Nikolai Ehlers dancing around in the Russian zone. That shot got blocked. Peter Regan goes after it. Regan pinned to the backboards by Zub. Morten Madsen trying to knock it free. Does for a split second, and then Antipin will jam this ahead for Kucherov. Kucherov to the line with Plotnikov, and pass got picked off in Jesper Jensen. But now he turns it over to Plotnikov. Down low, Andronov. Off that backside, Telegan with a great shot, and he misfired.
Sorensen looked like he got over in time.
Back for Andronov in front, couldn't shoot it. Barbanov flips it. Telegan is on it. Back for Gavrikov and back for Telegan. Telegan the wrister wide. And taken and cleared out to center ice by Nikolai Ehlers, who's lost his bucket on the hit. Telegan's cross ice pass picked off by Nicholas Hart. Hart will send it in. Storm goes in with a bump on Kиселевич. Hart on the far side in on the forecheck, and Denmark, as long as this game remains scoreless and the longer it goes scoreless, Denmark seems to be gaining a little confidence.
They have, and they've been able to start putting a little bit more pressure on. They just have to make sure they manage the puck in their own end.
Kиселevich with Frederick Storm after him. This will get deflected out at center ice. Gusev takes a look to see who's with him. Drops it off. In on goal, Kucherov, and he couldn't get it through. Sorensen got a stick out. Kucherov for Gusev for Kucherov. And Sorensen, another big save.
He has made many here in this game, and he's kept it a scoreless one as Denmark's still tied. Here's where Denmark's got to move the puck quicker. Plotnikov, good pressure. The turnover, Andronov to Telegan. And Telegan just can't get much of that puck. Sorensen gets over to make the save, but Telegan fans on it. Great chance for Ivan Telegan to open up the scoring in this game.
Big line back out for Russia. Well, with the success that Kucherov, Gusev, and Nemestikov have had, tough to necessarily know which is the big line, but I think the Russian coach Oleg Znarka knows which is the big line. There's Morten Olsen, and there's the youngster George Sorensen.
What a game. He must like playing against Russia in international competition. You were talking about his performance in 2015 at the World Junior. Just about halfway through this game, and he has done good here to shut down Team Russia.
What you get out of that tournament back in 2015, although that entire stretch in 2015, they were in Alberta in the summertime, they were in Saskatchewan in December, and then they made their way to the World Junior Championship. Sorensen simply loves to play. Belov being chased there by Poulsen. Poulsen forced the turnover. And Ivan Provorov back for it. For Anton Belov, Belov couldn't pick it up cleanly. Russell was waiting for that centering pass that never got to him. Panarin, cross ice in front, Sapachov! What a setup by Dodonov, and another big save by Sorensen.
You have to think the more saves he makes like that, the more he might start to frustrate Russia.
Kept in by Bow. Poked away from Panarin. Mironov back for Panarin. Panarin for Kachov for Plotnikov. Plotnikov tried to dangle his way around Nicholas Jensen, could not. Plotnikov stays on it. Nicholas Jensen trying to jam it up the boards. Kиселевич is in from the line. And now Nicholas Jensen for Jesper Jensen. Plays it off the boards, and Ehlers will chip it out the center. Back for it, Bogdan Kиселевич. Sends it rink wide, and Ivan Telegan never did make contact. Icing.
What a chance for Sapachov. Some great passing again from this line. And there's the cross ice to Dodonov, to Sapachov, who goes to the backhand, lost it for a second. But Sorensen does a good job. You can see him tracking those passes. Good footwork. And those young fans thought they'd be able to cheer.
Wearing their cowboy hats, thought it was going to be a shootout. But it's 0-0 so far. 13-16 left to go, period 2.
Jetzt der deutschen Eishockey-Nationalmannschaft noch 3 weitere wichtige Vorrundenspiele für Team Deutschland im Kampf um ein einziges Viertelfinale. Morgen geht's gegen Dänemark, Samstag dann gegen Italien und nächste Woche Dienstag heißt der Gegner Lettland. Für die deutschen Spiele gibt es noch eine Ticketkasten an Access Arena und auf der offiziellen Website der IHF Eishockey-Weltmeisterschaft. To all the fans of Team Germany, 3 important games are coming up. Tomorrow, Germany plays Team Denmark. On Sunday, Italy will be the opponent, and next week on Tuesday is the game Team Germany versus Team Latvia. Tickets are available at the arena box offices and on the official website of the 2017 IIHF World Championship.
George Sorensen, goalie for Denmark. He has been the story here in this hockey game. Some big saves. This game remains scoreless.
After this game against Russia, or Russia against Denmark, Russia will play Saturday against Slovakia. That is next up for them. Denmark back in action Friday against Germany. And Germany, one of those teams that trying to fight their way into the top 4. This gets deflected away. At the line for Marcus Lorentsen. Lorentsen plays it back for Peter Regan. Regan bounces it to the side of the net. Vasilevsky steers it away. Shot from the far side by Marcus Lorentsen, and we're going to get the game's first penalty as Barabanov gets taken down on the far side by Marcus Lords.
This is what Denmark did not want to do, is go to the penalty box, and Lordsson had the chance just to move that puck behind the net. It got blocked as he tried to send it to the net, and then he got the stick into the feet of the Russian player to trip him up. Barabanov just trying to get up the wall, and he gets tripped down, so Russia's power play gets its first opportunity of this game. They are 9 for 13, 69%. Of course, they were 6 for 6 against Italy, which certainly helped that average, and we'll see here in their first
18th time now in the tournament in 4 games that Denmark has been shorthanded. We heard Jan Carlson talking before the game that they needed to stay out of the penalty box. He was asked about slowing Russia down. He said, I'm not sure you can, but staying out of the box is a good place to start. Centered in front. Gusev, Dodonov, and Dodonov tried to slip that across. Got away from him and Nicholas Hart. Will play this ahead for Jakobsen. Jakobsen thought he had a shorthanded goal, but called back after video review. Does he perhaps have another one in his repertoire to open the scoring in this game? Panarin sends it cross ice. Dodonov in front of the net. Pass never did get to him. Panarin, slap shot, Belov, Sorensen made it look easy. Sapachov for Nikita Gushev. And back for Sapachov, trying to find Dodonov in front of the net. Sapachov on it again. Back for Belov. Panarin, Sapachov, and you see Jakobsen keeping a very close watch on Dodonov. Cross ice feed for Gusev, and that got tipped away. Gusev sends it back in behind the net. 35 seconds left in the power play. Cross ice, Sapachov, Dodonov, and another big save by George Sorensen off Dodonov.
Wow. He's not only making the save, but he has to follow all this passing, and I think Denmark's done a good job for the most part taking away the seams. And there's that play. Is Dodonov in front? They have to watch the backdoor play. Is Sapachov going to go backdoor to Gusev? No. That little play in front, and Dodonov with another great chance. He has had 2 or 3 grade A scoring opportunities, and Sorensen has been there to stop them all.
Mestikov off the drop, but it is grabbed off, and this will get sent down the ice by Morten Poulsen. Provorov drops for Mestikov. He's got a couple of goals in this tournament. Mestikov back for Provorov. Down low it goes. Mestikov plays to the near side. Power play is over. Kucherov back at the line for Provorov, and the wrist shot went wide. Belov for Antipin, and Antipin will drive it in. Andronov battles there with Jesper Jensen and Oliver Lordsson on the loose puck. Denmark has had trouble finding offense in this tournament. They did get 4, including the shootout goal in the game against Slovakia, but they lost 7-2 to USA after getting shut out by Latvia in the opener. Sorensen for Christensen. Played through the middle and carried back in. Trying to get it to the net was Matthias Lassen, the defenseman. It got blocked in Dodonov. Right back, tried to play it back into his own zone. Gavrikov goes after it, but Peter Regan, or rather Jakobsen, is on it first. Jakobsen plays it back at the line. Pass to the side of the net. They bang away at it. Frederick Storm gets a couple of whacks. Vasilevsky isn't sure where it is. And Panarin is on it.
Great chance for Storm. It's a loose puck at the side of the net, and he just couldn't get a grasp on it.
Almost a steal by Panarin. And Mironov will go back for Russia. For our Timmy Panarin, the former Rookie of the Year winner of the National Hockey League. Lauritsen back for it. And Marcus Lauritsen will play it out to center ice. Right back in, delayed offside. Russia changing, but they clear the zone. Nicholas Jensen trying to bank this off the boards, looking for Morton Green. Icing gets waved off. Green goes after it and tracks it down. Nicholas Jensen tied up along the boards with Belov. Puck comes loose and grabbed off by Nemestikov for Kucherov. Kucherov drops it back for Provorov. Provorov down for Gusev, and he misfired. Cleared to the line, knocked down by Antipin. And he'll play it back for Provorov. Nemestikov on it again, winds his way in, and he gets stripped of the puck. Nikolai Ehlers will send it in. Antipin puts on the brakes. Ehlers in pursuit. Goes for Gusev and back for Antipin. Little delay there, and Provorov trying to find Kachev. And that failed to materialize. And Bow right back in, knocked off of his stick by Antipin. Bow plays it back. Jesper Jensen with the blast. And Vasilevsky, a little busier in this second period, makes another save.
And the to Paris. The current game in Europe is the Czech Republic playing Norway. And no goals there as well, as you see the live footage on the screen. Wir schauen schon mal nach Paris zum Parallelspiel auf dem
but they have yet to see a goal. 10-6 shots for Denmark in this period, Dennis. And you mentioned they seem like they're building confidence as this game goes on. And the longer it stays tied, the longer it stays close, the more you can build a little more in your game. And they've been able to start generating some chances offensively.
You mentioned the fans. Some of the work that the German fans put into some face painting going into that game last night was remarkable. Nikolai Ehlers plays this back for Oliver Lauritsen. Lauritsen's shot got blocked. Plotnikov had to carry him off of him, and Nikolai Ehlers hustles back. Gavrikov with Morten Madsen after him, and Gavrikov will get a little bit of help from Kachev. Kachev will drop it back to Gavrikov. Will leave for Panarin. Panarin for Plotnikov. Plotnikov stopped at center ice. Kisilovich. So it's been a patient game for Denmark. They've created some chances, but they've really taken away the middle of the ice for Russia. Here's Barabanov trying to get through, and he couldn't get through. Frederick Storm sends it cross ice. And Denmark right back in on the attack. Marcus Lauritsen, the blast, that went wide.
Jan Carlson, head coach for Denmark, made the adjustments necessary, and his team's been able to execute them.
We've got some solid goaltending from Sorensen.
There's another big key to keep it close. Some big saves early.
Telegan on for Gavrikov. Barabanov to center, and again tried to pass through the middle, looking for Telegan, and that didn't work. Denmark fans felt there maybe should have been a penalty call on that play, but none coming.
Look at Frederick Storm, who had a real good chance to score for Denmark. And here's the play, Christensen to the net, a bit of a rolling puck. He can't find where it is, gets it towards Vasilevsky. It's gonna pop back out, and it's a scramble in front. Storm just could not get a handle on that as it's behind Vasilevsky. Oh, so close to the goal line. See the ref, great angle there as he hops on top of the net. Human goal cam.
Yep. Zub around. Dodonov, rink wide. Gusev will try and get it down low. Taken now by Sapachev. Zub tried to come to the backside looking for Gusev, and that didn't work. Flipped at center and back in. So a bit of a change here. Gusev now on this line in place of Artemi Panarin. This is the line that plays together during the regular season. Zub winds his way in, and then he got taken down and went crashing into the post.
Oleg Znarka maybe just trying to ignite the offense for this team, making a couple of changes. And Zub with a real good rush up the ice for the defenseman, splits between, and right at the last second, see Ehlers, Jensen, and Jensen kind of all surround him before. Look at Hogard earlier, a hit on Provorov, and Provorov's head goes hard into the glass. Rearranges visor. Look at the Philadelphia Flyer defenseman. Good rookie season for Provorov. Played all 82 games, ended up with 6 goals and 30 points.
Saw the rush there by Zub. He did admit that he was very nervous going into his first World Championship game, but felt all the Russian fans in this building made him a little less nervous as the game wore on. Belov trying to break it up. Regan tried to center. Back for Nemestikov. Nemestikov puts on the brakes against Nicholas Jensen. Jesper Jensen goes in after it, jammed away from him though. Panarin in front of the net, score! The defenseman Bogdan Kиселевич opens the scoring.
Kиселевич just times is perfect to come down for the point. And I think it's Ehlers' point man. He gets caught watching the passer in the corner, doesn't do the shoulder check. And Kиселевич finds that open area right in the high slot. Here's Kиселевич, the puck's gonna come around the wall. And there's Ehlers, he goes up high, his defenseman comes down. Nobody covering the middle of the ice. See Regan into that soft spot and a great shot as he goes over the right shoulder of Sorensen, and Russia puts themselves up 1-0. Great shot by Kиселевич.
His first IIHF event, let alone his first World Championship, so a big moment for him.
Assisted by number 72, Artemi Panarin, and number 86, Nikita Gusef. Time 35 minutes.
Turned over, another chance, Plotnikov scores! And just like that, bang, bang. Russia has a 2-0 lead.
Very similar of their last 2 games. Very close, and then in the second period, they find something to spark their team. And it's that goal by Kиселевич, the next shift. Just not managing the puck, left all alone as Plotnikov. He outweighs Sorensen. Little fake goes to the backhand. See Telegan, quick little pass, and then Plotnikov. He got left that alone behind the play. And 2 quick goals, and Russia now in command.
18 seconds between the 2 goals. Got even more complicated for Denmark when Emil Christensen lost his balance and fell. May have had a chance to get back and at least rush Plotnikov a little bit. Andronov and Telegan with the assists on that one. Provorov slips it back into the Denmark zone. Mattias Laston lost his balance. Dodonov the centering pass. And that's gobbled up. Back down the ice for Morten Poulsen. He was looking for Christensen in front of the net. Mads Christensen. And now an odd man rush. Dodonov to the net. Tried to slip it through the 5-hole. Centered out front. Sharp angle. Score! Nikita Gusев.
They're feeling it now. 3 quick goals after a period in which Denmark has been the better team for the majority of it. But Nikita Gusef, and you mentioned it, Dennis, Olek Znarka, the coach, switched it up. This is the line that plays together in St. Petersburg. Good chance for Dodonov. Zapachov gets it out front, and Gusef picks up the rebound, and he knows exactly where he's going to put this as Sorensen's down. 3 Denmark players, 4 all round. Nobody gets the puck as Gusef goes high, glove side.
3 in a minute 10. They're going to take a look at this one. Referee right there had a good view of it, signaled goal.
For Jan Carlson's disappointment is his team's played such good hockey for a period, a little over a period and a half, and then just a few mistakes, and just like that, that's the ability Russia has. You find yourself down 3.
Tobias Worley to make the call.
After video review, the call on the ice stands. We have a good goal.
So 3 in 1:10 it is.
Nikita Gusef has his 2nd goal of the tournament. Gusef put a big numbers playing in the KHL and played on that line with Dodonov and Zapachov, who's 4th in the league in scoring with 71 points.
Moves that coaches make, little moves.
Yes.
Assisted by number 8,
And it's worked.
Nikita Gusef, number 63,
Panarin for Nemestikov, back for Panarin. Antipin, wide short side. Kept in by Zub. And back for Kucherov. For Nemestikov. Nemestikov getting chased up the far side board. Sends it back for Artemi Panarin. He'll leave for Nemestikov. For Kucherov. Kucherov trying to take it to the net. Belov is in from the line. Nemestikov will drop back and cover the point, and now will make his way to the Russian bench. Panarin finds some room. Panarin, and he tried to make one too many moves. Back out at center for Russell. Nikolai Ehlers in on the forecheck, knocked away from him and Mironov. Back for Artemi Panarin, and Panarin's pass goes off the stick and out of play.
Look at the 3 quick goals. Started with Kиселевич coming in off the point. He goes upstairs. And after that quick passing, Plotnikov all alone in front. He outweighs Sorensen, puts it over, and just to follow it up, Dodonov, Zapachov, Gusef finishes off. He goes upstairs. And all of a sudden, Russia in control of this game, up 3-0 late in the 2nd period.
Christensen will send it in. Kиселевич will send it right back out. For Kachev, rink wide, Barabanov. Turns to the forehand, lost control of it. Russia, though, controls. Cross-ice pass. Gusef tried to slip it near side. Gusef may have got a bit of a whack. Back in across the line, short side chance for Nikolai Ehlers. Save made, Vasilevsky. On for your goal scorer, the guy that opened the scoring in this game, Kиселевич. And he'll send it down low. Frederick Storm, he'll get rubbed out. Kиселевич with a good defensive play. Gavrikov stuffs this ahead. Andronov for Telegan. Telegan curls, finds Provorov up top. He finds Plotnikov down low. And Plotnikov tried to pass that from the side of the net right out front, looking for Sapachov.
Well, it's an offensive play. It goes last, so the defenseman of Denmark may have got his stick there just in time.
Telegans will stuff this in. Donov had to get away from him. And it's out at center and deflected in by Mads Christensen. Broken up at center ice. Mads Christensen back into his own end. Takes a look up at the clock. Flips the long pass for Morton Green. And Morton Green will get double teamed on the near side boards, and the period will end. Three goals late in that second period for Russia. Andrei Vasilevsky was busier in that second period than he was in the first. And Russia finally got to George Sorensen.
Well, and it took a while because he came up with some big saves for his team. Denmark ended up out shooting Russia 13-12 in the second period of play, but Russia made their shots count a little more as they have the 3-0 lead. And we'll see if Denmark can fight their way back into this one.
3 in a minute 10, the difference in this game. Back into the Denmark zone, along the boards, pitched back down low by Plotnikov. He'll get that return pass being watched by Niklas Jensen. Sharp angle chance by Andronov. That sailed high and wide and taken by Nikolai Ehlers. Ehlers hits the Russian line, puts on the brakes, drops it off for Peter Regan. Regan with the chance. And a good save by Vasilevsky.
Had some room, good speed for Nikolai Ehlers. That's what they need to get more of. Drive back to the defense, and then a little light play allows Regan some room to get the shot.
Cleared all the way back. Russia will make a line change. Kиселевич, who got the game's opening goal for Nemestikov. It gets away from him. And Nicholas Hart will send us back to the Russian line. Belov will send it for Antipin. Antipin comes up top. Nemesnikov carries in. Nemestikov will drop it for Kucherov. Kucherov on the back end goes cross ice to Gusev, and that got blocked before it got to Sorensen.
Panarin now on that line, and good passing by them. Here's earlier Ehlers. Little play, able to cut back so quick. That allows Regan to come late and just catches the right shoulder of Vasilevsky.
It actually was Jakobsen that had the chance.
Jakobsen came in late, and a good chance by him. Boy, they're 6 inches up higher, and he might have had some room to that top corner.
Pulled back in behind the Denmark net. Russia on it. Sapachov into the slot. He was looking for Nikita Gusev, and that got tipped away. That switch happened in the second period. Gusev and Panarin switching lines. Through center, Dodonov takes it to the outside, goes high short side, save made Sorensen. Played to the line but not out. Dodonov is on it again as he takes the drop pass from Gusev. All the way back to the blue line it comes for Mironov. For Dodonov. For Sapachov, and his pass got deflected away. Next game here is Sweden and Latvia. We talk about NHL players coming over. There is some talk that Henrik Lundqvist will be coming over to join Sweden, join his brother Joel.
A special time for them to play together. Sweden will have a tough one tonight against Latvia, who's been very good. Todd Woodcroft, an assistant coach here with Sweden, also assistant with Winnipeg, mentioned that Latvia is playing very good. Bob Hartley has him playing his system, his style, and they've been very successful early on in this tournament. They sit top amongst this group until possibly if Russia wins, they will move to first place.
Ogard out for the face-off. Late arrival here after he was done in North America. Ogard circles on the near side boards, tried to drop it back and got deflected away. And Barabanov, Belov with the drop pass and another good save by Sorensen as Panarin laid that one on the tee for Belov. Cleared out at center ice and back into the Russian zone, and Kиселевич back for it for Zub and back for Kиселевич. 3 minutes gone by, third period. Plotnikov tried to get it to the front of the net, deflected away, and a chance by Telegan, and that got blocked. Zub is on it. Behind the net, cleared away by Marcus Lauritsen. Dealers to center ice, dishes it off to Regan. Near side, Morton Madsen. Pitch back, Madsen breaks it up. Gets it for Regan. Regan couldn't handle it. Ehlers will jump on it. And now for Regan. Regan stopped by Zub, and it's up for Andronov, and he'll just shovel it to center and head to the bench. Kиселевич plays it back in behind his own net. Panarin will get it out at center. And Denmark will break it up. Next up for Denmark Friday against Germany. There's a slap shot by Frederick Storm, and Vasilevsky with the easy save. Russia will take on Slovakia on Saturday. Slovakia perhaps the surprise of the tournament so far under Bob Hartley, sitting at 3-0 with 9 points. USA also 9 points, but USA has played one more game. Panarin trying to get this back at the line. It deflects. And all the way back it goes.
Russia right now just happy to hang on to the puck. Puck possession here. They have the lead. They don't need to force anything.
Denmark with but 2 points. Italy with 1. But Denmark cannot be relegated as we look at Artemi Panarin.
Well, nice play by him. He's going to drop this for Belov, who just unwinds as he skates right into that blast. Saved by Sorensen, but Panarin, who's leading Russia in ice time this game, as Coach Oleg Znarka has been double shifting him when he gets the chance. There's a look at Belov, who's wearing the C in this game because their captain Sergei Mosiakin was injured in a slew foot by Patrick Hager of Germany and has not returned since that game.
Hager did get a 2-game suspension, has 1 more to serve. So Germany kind of hoping that Leon Draisaitl, if he is going to come over, gets here ASAP, but I'm sure he'll have to clean some things up. They'll have to clean some things up from this end with regards to insurance and travel plans and all those other issues that come into play. Bogdanov for Sapachov. Plays it out at center for Nikita Gusev. He comes rink wide and finds Sapachov. Denmark changing Sapachov. Drops it back for Gavrikov. Bit of a knuckler off the stick and a save made by Sorensen. Jesper Jensen ahead for Patrick Russell. The Edmonton Oilers product. Slap shot by Marcus Lauritsen. That got stopped by Vasilevsky. Vasilevsky has played all other than the third period against Italy. Ilya Sorokin came in and played that third period. Dodonov, rink wide, and a wrister from that far side by Gusev.
Well, Dodonov has had 6 shots on goal in this game, and a lot of them in prime scoring area. This was the first of the night. A nice save by Sorensen as he got the glove there in time. Another one, a quick shot. Patrick finds him on the power play in front, the little redirect. Not been able to find the back of the net, but 6 shots by him. Frederick Storm has had 4 for Denmark.
Dodonov has seen a little bit of action in the National Hockey League with the Florida Panthers. Ehlers chops this off the boards, and Nikita Kucherov, who had an absolutely brilliant season with the Tampa Bay Lightning, goes back for it. Plays it into the high slot, and the quick shot there by Barabanov. And that got stopped by Sorensen and held. 3-0, Russia.
Congratulations and a victory for the golden man of the game.
A thumbs up. Little guy's tired. It's still early, but his team is up 3-0 as Russia has the lead. And Olek Znarka has put his lines in a bit of a blender. We saw some subtle changes in that second and here in the third. Andronov, who was playing with Barabanov for the majority of this tournament, now with Telegin and Plotnikov.
Fourth year that Olek Znarka has coached Russia. 2 KHL titles as a coach. He was named KHL Coach of the Year 3 times. Penalty coming up.
I think just a high stick on the puck. It's knocked down and face-off comes outside. And Russia's been very disciplined in this game. As Denmark yet to get a power play and only one for Russia, so both sides. It's been a friendly game.
Yes.
Or smartly played, but
we'll go with that. Artemi Panarin has picked up a point in this game that gives him 10. As far as the tournament is concerned.
Has a point in all the games. His first point, though, not unlike the NHL, they count shootout goals here, and that was his point in game 1 as they beat Sweden. He had the shootout winner.
Mironov for Telegin, and Telegin on for Plotnikov. Plotnikov gets it taken away by Lassen, and then Plotnikov knocked Lassen down. The puck leaves the playing surface, and Lassen's feeling the effects of that hit from big Plotnikov.
Well, Plotnikov, 6'2", 207 pounds. He's just going to lean on Lassen here right at the end. Tries to get body position, and it's Lassen's head that makes contact in a whiplash style way against the boards. So Lassen needs some help back to the bench. No penalty on the play, and Plotnikov explaining to his teammate Telegin what exactly happened. Is look at the 26-year-old who had some NHL time. The 15-16 season, he went over in 32 games with Pittsburgh, another 13 with Arizona. Lassen remains on the bench. Seems like he'll be able to shake it off.
Mattias Lassen, 21 years of age, in his first men's world championship. We've seen him at the World Juniors, as we've seen George Sorensen, and that shot by Nemestikov went wide. Nemestikov on it again, throws it to the back door looking for Kucherov. After it, Jesper Jensen. Plays it back in behind his own net, but Artemi Panarin jumps on it. So the two Tampa Bay Lightning players and the Chicago Blackhawk star have teamed up here to hold the puck in the Denmark zone. Cross ice pass, Panarin waits and fires. Sorensen may have got a piece of that on the short side.
Great play by Zub. Found that seam to get to Panarin on the other side of the ice.
Nicholas Jensen tried to clear, blocked by Kucherov for Nemestikov and down for Panarin. Panarin back to the blue line for Anton Belov. For Kucherov to Panarin, and he ripped it, and Sorensen got a piece of that, and it may have caught the pipe.
That is not an easy save, as that went board to board so quickly, and Panarin got all of it.
Here comes Ehlers. In on Antipin. Ehlers puts on the brakes. He'll get tied up on the play. 21-year-old Nikolai Ehlers. Done 2 seasons with the Winnipeg Jets. Turned over at center and back for Ogard. Ågaard with the long wrist shot. That went wide. Bow takes it on the far side, tries to hang on to it. Plays it to the front of the net, and that got cleared. Some pressure now by Denmark. Russell with the shot, and that went wide. Donov missed the check from Brugizer.
Belov just headed to the bench in some discomfort for Russia.
Stopped at the line, Denmark back in. Peter Regan with the shot. And Ivan Provorov got a stick on that and deflected it out of play.
Good defensive play right on time. Here's that play. Kucherov to Panarin. This is board to board. And he gets all of it, and it just misses her. Did Sorensen get a piece of that? Just in time, up against the post. So another great save as Sorensen steals one from Panarin.
Kisilovic through center ice. Panarin being watched by Oliver Lauritsen. Panarin again throws this all the way cross ice, but it was beyond the reach of Kachev. And Gavrikov will take it back into his own zone. Vladislav Gavrikov in his first World Championship as well. Plays it for Kachev. Kachev back for Gavrikov. He tried to go back to the far side for Kachev, but it was behind him. And Morten Madsen will carry out. Denmark starting a change. So Nikolai Ehlers will just take it all the way back into his own end, and then he'll head to the bench. Long lead pass. At the line, sent in by Nicholas Hart. Vasilevsky plays it away. Jakobsen lost his footing and went sliding into the corner. And back up for Ivan Telegan. Telegan plays it down low. Plotnikov trying to work it off the corner boards. Plotnikov on it again. 3 goals in the tournament for Plotnikov, including one in this game, the second one. Russia scored 3 in 1 minute and 10 seconds in the last 5 minutes of the second period to break a scoreless tie. Telegan sends it back for Plotnikov. Back to the left point for Anton Belov, so he's back out there. Right pad save Sorensen. And Jakobsen will lift this high and down into the Russian zone. Provorov went over at a young age to play in North America. Midget hockey, played in the USHL on to Brandon in the Western Hockey League.
Great numbers with the Brandon Wheat Kings. Big time player in his 62 games, 21 goals, 73 points in his last year before joining the Flyers.
Patrick Russell, as the Russian fans get a little bored, it's only 3-0. Matthias Bau plays this back for Brugizer. In near side. The shot off the stick of boards and never got through. Brugizer holds it in. Bau trying to chop it down low. Russell goes after it as well, but it's cleared out at center ice. Back in for Kucherov. Kucherov to Panarin, back to Kucherov, and back to Panarin. He got tied up a little bit by Ågaard, just enough that Sorensen could get across.
It's a 2-on-2 play, and not often you see guys go back and forth that many times, and now a penalty to Denmark.
Oliver Lauritsen will go to the penalty box.
Denmark penalty number 25, 2-minute tripping.
Championship includes all relevant tournament information and as a bonus you can free download of the official championships on Playground by Cascada. It is available at various sales points within the arena and in the fan village for only €2. Das offizielle Programm dieser Eishockey-Weltmeisterschaft enthält alle wichtigen Turnierinformationen. Den Download des offiziellen WM-Songs Playground vom Skala gibt es als Bonus dazu. Das Programm ist für jede Arena und im Feldlauf erhältlich.
Russia to the power play for the second time in this game. They are 0 for 1 today, but 9 for 14 overall, and we'll see if they can add to it. And you mentioned the Russian fans getting bored. They want some more goals. Possible it could happen here.
They've seen lots of goals from their team so far in this tournament.
Well, they like to move it around on this power play, the setup, and Sergei Mozyakin, who is out, usually plays up on the point with Bell off, but because he's injured, Gusev moves down to where Panarin would be, and Panarin goes to Mozyakin's spot. Oleg's in a rock right now trying to talk to his players.
Denmark has killed 12 of 18 in the tournament. Vasilevsky will leave it. And the power play starts. Dodonov will drop it back for Sapachev. Back for Dodonov. Jesper Jensen gives chase. That forces a bad pass. And Nicholas Jensen will clear this down the ice. Finally up the ice for Gusev. Cross ice pass, and that got broken up by Jakobsen. Pass back from Hart to Jakobsen, misfired, and back in for Panarin. Sapachev as it came off the stick of Gusev. Sapachev back for Gusev. Trying to get it out front, sharp angle, doesn't shoot it. Looking for Panarin at the blue line, and Jakobsen got a piece of it, deflected it away.
Trying to force the play there. But good sticks here by Denmark.
Sapachev plays give and go with Panarin. Panarin tees it up, and another good save by Sorensen. He took this one up off the shoulder, and he felt that blast from Panarin.
He's still down. Here's the play. Panarin just comes in off that point, and big save by Sorensen, and he's going to try and feel it. Here's that 2-on-2 earlier. Kucherov, Panarin to Kucherov, back to Panarin, and right at the last second, you can see Brugesser and I believe Algaard get back right in time. This was the penalty as it went to Oliver Lordsson for tripping up Kucherov behind the Denmark net. 33 seconds remaining in his penalty. It's interesting to watch the Russian bench. There's only so many guys can get on the ice. That first unit was out there, but Kucherov, Nemesnikov were sitting with their legs over the bench. Like, okay, that's enough, our turn. You haven't scored in 50 to 60 seconds, let's change it up.
One thing you notice here, the shifts are a little longer. Kucherov, Nemesnikov, Kovarov, Panarin. And the slap shot's going to come from Kucherov. Plotnikov kicks this for Kucherov. Plays it behind the net. Nemesnikov couldn't catch up to it. Snapped around the boards and down the ice by Nicholas Jensen. Denmark will be the host country next year. Slovakia the year after that. Lauritsen out of the box, plays it all the way down the ice into the last 6 minutes of this one. And Plotnikov back for it. Plays it for Nikita Kucherov. Turned over at center or at the line and back in for Nikolai Ehlers. Ehlers got tied up with Provorov.
Good hit by Provorov, cut Ehlers off before it gets slipped by on the boards.
Penalty now coming to Russia. It is going to be Gavrikov way in behind the play that is going to give Denmark a late power play.
Gavrikov heads to the penalty box. More physical players for Russia on this team. Now Denmark, their first power play. Morten Madsen going by, just a little push by Gavrikov. There's the hit by Provorov, just hit Ehlers. Ehlers didn't seem too happy, trying to push that puck and skate to in the corner and see if Ehlers and the Denmark power play can get the job done and get on the board. Still some time left in this game.
Morton Green wins the face-off. Marcus Lawrenson dishes it off. Frederick Storm with the high tip, and that went wide. Back at the line for Lawrenson, back for Green. Has Peter Regan in behind the net. Plays it back at the line. And Ehlers missed, or rather, Matt Christensen mishandled it on the near side. Frederick Storm sends it back in. And this will get played all the way back down the ice.
Russia's penalty kill has been good. They haven't had many shorthanded situations. They've killed 7 of the 8 they've been in.
Long left wing pass. Here comes Nikolai Ehlers with some speed. Drops it back for Morten Madsen. Madsen back for Ehlers. Ehlers from the line for Jesper Jensen. And that shot ends up getting a little high.
Look at Andrei Vasilevsky's night. He's had to make 19 saves, the majority of it in the second period. Ehlers had a chance in the first, and in the second, he stopped both of those. Frederick Storm came the closest, as that was between the pads, but came out the other side. Another blast from the angle, and Vasilevsky's goals against and save percentage continues to get better.
Chipped out to center ice and back to the Denmark line for Jesper Jensen. Head for Peter Regan. Regan through for Nikolai Ehlers. Ehlers tried to take it skate to stick, could not. And Jesper Jensen back. This just in from the Russian Federation. Kuznetsov and Orlov from the Washington Capitals will be making their way here to Cologne, Germany. Alex Ovechkin is not coming. So the recruits, support staff, whatever you want to call it.
2 pretty good additions.
Yes. Talked about the number of first-year players on their back end, so Orlov will come in and certainly add a little bit to that.
Not to take away Kuznetsov and how talented he is, but they don't lack the talent up front.
In for Gavrikov as he comes out of the box. Oh, Sorensen, huge save off of Plotnikov, or did that go in?
No, Plotnikov can't believe Sorensen got over in time as Gavrikov comes out of the penalty box. What a save this is. Great feed, and this is gets this away right away, and Sorensen, as he's going over, I think it hits his stick and goes up and out of play. The young netminder getting acrobatic in that stop.
Russian fans came to their feet. It was just for the effort. Mironov, Dodonov, stopped on the play by Matthias Bau. Bau will go after it in behind the net, plays it back at the line, and Vasilevsky. Good save off Christensen, big rebound, and now a chance for Dodonov, save made. Sorensen, another stop off Dodonov.
Dodonov might be happy to be done with Denmark and their netminder Sorensen.
2.5 left to go, 29 saves in the game for George Sorensen. Zub will put on the brakes in behind his own net, just sets it all up. That's Christensen in on the forecheck, cleared away from him. Here comes Panarin, and Sorensen may have got a piece of that with his blocker. And picked up, and Brugizer will get this out at center ice. Morten Poulsen going after it. Ends up back onto the stick of Morton Green. Green turned it over to Kucherov, and then Kucherov turned it over to Brugizer. Brugizer in with Morten Poulsen. Poulsen to the backhand, tried to find Mats Christensen. Panarin with a bump at center and then steals the puck. For Kucherov. Nemesnikov poked away from him. And back in again. Panarin drops it off. Kucherov. And again, the Russian fans liking what they see. Here comes Ehlers. For Regan, and Peter Regan shot to the short side, stopped by Vasilevsky. And this hit someone on the Russian bench.
I believe it did. Dodonov with a great chance. Chances at both ends. As early as Christensen, and Vasilevsky kicks this out. Sends Dodonov on the breakaway with his rebound save, and Sorensen, right pad save. Rugen, yes sir, nice steal the other way as he goes to the net, and it's Kucherov on the back check as he gets Mads Christensen's stick in time.
Anton Belov, watched by Morton Madsen. Played wide by Antipin, but kept in at the blue line. At the line for Nicholas Jensen, that shot went wide. Played up the boards, Ehlers trying to trap it, does. Tried to work his way back in and couldn't get it around Andronov. In for Plotnikov, wrist shot Plotnikov, that went wide. Back for Plotnikov, cross ice feed, and Andronov couldn't get a stick on it. Back for Plotnikov, jams into the paint, scramble, and cleared away by Peter Regan, who was all the way down low. Antipin back into his own end. Busting through and almost getting through was Barabanov. Scooped away from the front of the net by Matthias Lassen. Centered back, Kucherov wrapped around, try, scramble in front, off the goalpost. And this one will end.
Well, other than that minute and 18 where they gave up 3 goals, Denmark has the portion.
Дамы и господа, честь команды победителя. Звучит государственный гимн